Huge jerks.
Yeah, we were.
I felt like the biggest jerk ever yesterday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
For what?
Watching the Michael Irving press conference.
Is this when we're going to talk about forgiveness?
Yeah.
You're going to forgive Michael Irving for all the wrongs he's done for you?
No.
Do you?
I'm going to ask Michael Irving for forgiveness.
Yeah, we need it.
Because now, Kelly, I know you won't budge because it would be admitting that you weren't right.
I don't know. The new Kellie may budge.
No, I'm not.
Why would I be wrong about this? I'm not taking away that he's a great football player.
It was just the wrong day for us to be rehashing all of that on the day the man retires.
Mm-hmm. I felt like,
football.
yeah, I felt dirty.
Terrible.
I felt dirty doing that.
It'd be like doing it during his funeral.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's not the time you bring up all the bad things.
No, you look at the good things. What kind of inspirational player he was. How hard he played.
What a leader he was for his team.
That's boring.
It might be boring, but, for me to play that Michael Irving song that I wrote 4 years ago when...
That's because you had to counterbalance Al's glowing tribute because the man cried to his mother, all is right with the world.
Yeah, Al's big suck-up song.
That's the title of it.
He's just thinking now that Michael's not a cowboy anymore, maybe they can be buds again.
Maybe so. And it is interesting, and I hope this doesn't discount my apology in any way, but it is interesting for a guy that for the last 5 years has been screaming and yelling about how bad the media is to immediately become a media member the day he retires.
Well, as an analyst, is he really going to have to?
Of course. Yeah, he's in the media.
He's got to play the game, yeah.
And they all do that. But they don't see any hypocrisy in that, I guess.
No.
But Michael's a hypocrite, too.
But that doesn't change the fact that we picked the wrong day to be rehashing all that stuff, and I feel terrible about it, and I apologize to Michael Irving and to all Cowboy fans.
I'm sure he forgives you.
I mean, I've forgotten things like he's one of 17 children.
Yeah.
He supports that family.
He probably has fathered 17 children.
Oh.
The cycle continues.
God, Kelly. You should see her take another victorious swig of her water after she throws down one of those opinions.
Exactly. I think he swears a cosmopolitan.
Here's Michael yesterday.
It's been great times, man. It really has been great times. And it's hard to say goodbye. And it's not hard to say goodbye to the game. I'll say goodbye to playing football. But it's hard saying goodbye to playing football here. It's America's team, America's fans. It's hard to say goodbye.
He was practically breaking down.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the moment. It was like, oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was very hard to watch.
We're horrible.
They asked him the very moment that he... I thought that was a great question. Was there one moment where you said, I can't do this anymore? I can't play football anymore. And he said, yeah, he was on the floor playing with his kids, throwing them up in the air, and catching them, throwing them up in the air and catching them. And his wife started to cry.
It's not the first time she's cried over something he's done.
Just heartless.
His wife starts to cry. And he said, what's the matter, honey? And she said, I just always want you to be able to play with the kids.
I always want you to be home so I can keep an eye on you.
God.
She's relentless, isn't she?
Yes, I love it. But, and that's cool. He said, I need to be there for my wife and my family. And he said he tried
now you realize that.
He said, I tried to rationalize this thing and say that, hey, I've had this my whole life. I've had this my whole life and nothing's happened before. I could play this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you think about being, a quadriplegic and not being able to play with your kids and stuff, I mean, that's just too high a price for him to pay.
I'm glad he finally realized that.
The Rick says he should not be forgiven.
That's right.
How come?
Well, I mean, come on now. He's a public figure. He did all those things. Just because he's a football hero doesn't mean that we should forget what he had done. I'm with Kellie on this.
Yeah.
I love Kellie. I think she's great.
And you rock.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me offer you a couple of points, Rick. Number one, his crime was semi-victimless. Okay, what he's accused of doing.
Except for his children.
But wait a second. But his children
he
still
didn't
have to grow up in that.
He didn't directly. He didn't hurt anybody. He didn't shoot anybody.
The emotional scars his children will carry.
He got caught in a motel room with some girls and some drugs and
Wife's embarrassment in the media.
Yeah.
But that's an embarrassment to his wife. So his wife should automatically forgive him because he was a great football person.
Then just a few months later, he has to endure a false accusation of rape.
Well, she just tried to capitalize on the growing momentum.
Whatever the reason, he went 3 or 4 months where nobody believed him.
Right.
Well, but but still, he still did those things in the past, and just because he's a great football hero, we should not forgive him for that. That does not automatically say we should forgive him.
Well, you do forget one thing, though. He did call his mother from a bar and cry on the phone for an hour. So, you got to take that into consideration.
Well, that's Big Al's comment on that one,
Thanks
Should have been calling his mother from home.
I'm glad
What's he doing out at the bar?
Big Al's on a super sticker hunt, but he wanted to jump on.
And not only did he have to pay, don't forget about the police officer.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
See?
even the phone company's not cooperating. Just pulled the plug on Al.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all?
Great. How you doing?
Fine. I just had to call and give y'all a hard time.
Okay.
I just woke up and what did y'all do? You got the old Kellie back.
That's what the
It was
people
nice.
want. That's what the people get.
we did.
We got her back.
Kid Kraddick in the morning
Forget it. He's gay.
How can you tell?
I've got what they call gaydar.
on 106.1 KISS FM.